What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the Sportsbook Killer coming back at you again, trying to get you to the cage to cash tickets at the end of all these sporting events. First things first, I got to do a quick recap of last week. Man, oh man, I thought I did well, but I didn't think it was that well. But man, oh man, let me just run over what we did last week. My strong picks. I was 83% accurate in my strong picks. The one I got wrong was I picked Francis Marshall to win. Of course, he didn't win. He got dominated, as a matter of fact. However, he did good by us because I had the under 2.5 rounds and he got smoked in the first round. So that was beautiful. I had Terrence McKinney. I had the Terrence McKinney and Breeden fight going under 2.5 rounds, which it did. McKinney finished him in the first round. I had the Polyana Viana fight, Lucindo fight. I had that fight going over a round and a half. And sure enough, Lucinda was, I love that girl. I love her haircut. I love everything about her. She got past my round and a half pick, and then she went on and choked the girl out, got it over with. Gotta love her. Khalil Roundtree over Dawkins. I mean, you knew it was only a matter of time before Dawkins got knocked out. Roundtree is a heavy, heavy puncher. That guy can throw. So, Roundtree, I had the under 2.5 rounds. That hit. I had the Luque Dos Anjos fight. I had that over 1.5 rounds, which that hit as well. So I was 83% in my strong picks. Now I'm gonna go to my semi-strong picks. I was 87% accurate in my semi-strong picks. 87%. I got the Jacqueline and Morum to win and to win in under 2.5 rounds. That was correct. I had Josh Frim to win, and I had the over 1.5 rounds. Both of those hit. The one that I missed was the Tafan and Chukwi fight. I had him to win. He lost. But Khalil Roundtree won. Yasmin Lucindo, she won and she covered the over 1.5. So that was my semi-strong pick as well. Those were my semi-strong picks. I was 87% in those. My weak and upset picks. I was 71% accurate in my week and the picks that I had the least amount of confidence in. 71%. I had Cub Swanson to win and to cover the over. Cub Swanson won, no matter how miraculous it was, because I thought he lost, and I believe Cub thought he lost too. I had JP Bays. Oh man, that guy's horrible, man. I thought since he trained with Marab and Sterling, he would come out and grapple like those guys, but he got clipped long before he got a chance to get any of that off, so he lost. Martin Boudet I had to win, and I had him to win in under 2.5 rounds. He smoked, what's the guy? Josh Parisian. Man, that dude's super weak. And I'm not even all that crazy about Martin Boudet, but he's just not as weak as the guy he was fighting, basically. That's the only way to sum it up. I had Rafael Dos Anjos to win, and he lost to Vicente Luque. And I like Luque, so it was a good fight though. It was a battle, and but even though Dos Anjos lost, I still hit the over 1.5 rounds because the fight did go the distance. So even my weakest picks, I was at 71%. So y'all got to get on this train because it's moving and I'm doing good. I'm telling you, I'm really studying these fights and I'm getting real warmed up. I got my mojo going now. So right now, I'm predicting UFC 292 is going to take place on August 19th, 2023. And here are my strong picks for that particular card. If I don't mention the card, if I don't mention a particular fight or fighter, I'm not going with it. I'm staying away from it. That's just what's going to happen. The first strong pick is going to be Zhang Weili. I'm going to pick her to win. And I'm going to pick her to win, and I'm going to pick that fight to go over 1.5 rounds. I'm going to pick that fight to go over 2.5 rounds. But I'm going to pick that fight to end in under 4.5 rounds. Okay. My next strong pick is going to be, I'm picking Aljamain Sterling to beat Sean O'Malley. I'm picking that fight to go over 1.5 rounds. And I'm also picking that fight to go over 2.5 rounds. My other strong pick is going to be, man, oh man. Yeah, I did. I'm taking the Weidman Brad Tavares fight to go over 1.5 rounds and to go over 2.5 rounds. I believe Tavares isn't a killer, and Weidman loves to grapple. So if he gets to taking Tavares down, it's going to be a real interesting fight, and it's going to be kind of long and drawn out. I don't think he'll submit Tavares. I think Tavares will be able to defend enough to stretch it out, but I do think Weidman will get at least 1 or 2 takedowns in that fight. So I'm taking the over 1.5 rounds and over 2.5 rounds. I'm also in the Gregory Rodriguez Tululin fight. I'm going with the under 2.5 rounds on that fight. Both of those guys can crack. Both of those guys have incredible knockout power. Somebody's gonna lie down on that one, and I'm betting it to not last. I'm betting it to end in under 2.5 rounds. My other strong pick is going to be the Andrea Lee and Natalia Silva fight to be over 1.5 rounds and to also be over 2.5 rounds. And I'm going with the my final strong pick is going to be the Kareem Silva and Moreau's fight to last over 1.5 rounds. My semi-strong picks are going to be Natalia Silva to win, Kareem Silva to win, Andre Petrovsky to win, Gregory Rodriguez to win, Ian Gary to win, and to win in over 1.5 rounds and over 2.5 rounds. I think it's going to go, maybe even go the distance. He's fighting Neil Magny, and that's going to be a tough one for him. And my last semi-strong pick is going to be Marlon Chito Vera to win, and I'm going to go with the over 1.5 rounds and over 2.5 rounds. My next picks are going to be my weak picks, which is not necessarily weak. They're just the picks that I have the least amount of confidence in. In my upset picks, I'm going to go with Kurt Holloway to win. Man, Hubbard just looks pitiful, boring. It's just what it is. I'm going to go with Holloway to win. I'm going to take a chance on him. He always finds a way to lose, though, but I got a funny feeling. I like his style, the way he just comes out and goes after the guy. The next one is Chris Weidman. I'm taking the upset on Chris Weidman to win. If Chris Weidman gets a couple of takedowns in that fight, it's going to get real interesting. He is 39 years old now, so we got to factor all that in. But I'm picking Weidman to win, and I'm also going to take him to win in over 1.5 rounds and over 2.5 rounds. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go have me a little quick sip of water, and I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about these fights, okay? Give me 1 second. All right, now, let me look at my notes for this Aljamain Sterling and O'Malley fight. I got to go with Sterling because in fights like this, I always like the strong grappler. And Sterling isn't foreign to being able to box. He can box, he can kick, he can fight. He has a very versatile attack, but his grappling is off the charts. So I'm going to be riding with Sterling. That's the reason why I'm going with him. Wei Lee, it's going to be a pretty tough stand-up with her because Amanda Lemos can stand up and she can punch. So it's going to be very interesting, but I think Wei Lee will incorporate her wrestling and her grappling to pull out the win. The reason I'm taking this Chris Weidman upset is because I like the way Weidman grapples. Love the way this guy grapples. He's a good grappler, and he's a BJJ black belt. So if he can get Tavares to the ground just once in the first round, once in the second round, he can coast that third one and get us this upset win. Even if he doesn't, I'm expecting the fight to last longer than 1.5 rounds, and probably even more than 2.5 rounds as well. I think the fight will probably go the distance. Weidman's a tough guy. Who else do I like? The Gregory Rodriguez and Dennis Tululin fight. That's going to be a banger. Whatever you do, don't shut your eyes, not even for a second, because any punch can put either one of these guys out. It's going to be interesting. And I definitely think that fight will end in under 2.5 rounds. And I took Petrovsky over Gerald Meerschaert, but because, man, who knows which Gerald Meerschaert is going to show up. He's not that great standing up, and Petrovsky gets right up in your face and starts throwing. So that's going to be an interesting fight. It's a dangerous fight. I wouldn't bet too much on it, but I have put him in a parlay or two to see what old Petrovsky can do. And the women fights, I love Natalia Silva over Andrea Lee. It's a tough one, man. But Natalia Silva is lightning fast, and the girl can punch and she can move. She's like the Sugar Ray Leonard of MMA. I mean, she can move. The girl can stick. I like her. And I'm a little concerned about the other. So I like Andrea Lee too. I like Andrea Lee. Let me just get that out there. But Andrea Lee just doesn't move and is not as elusive as Natalia Silva. So I had to go with Natalia Silva on that one. The next one is Karine Silva. She's a BJJ purple belt. She trains with Talia Santos, that girl that gave Valentina Shevchenko nightmares on the ground. And if she trains with Santos, her ground game's gonna be right. But she going up against Morose, and Morose trains at American Top Team. She has good grappling, real good ground game as well. So it's not gonna be an easy fight, but I do think it'll last more than a round and a half for sure. So, hey, the best advice I can give you guys, like I said, take the picks, mix them, 2-pick parlays, no more than 3-pick parlays. Try to get 3-1 odds on your parlays if you can. If not, no less than 2-1 odds on your parlays, okay? Take your time, make your picks, incorporate the over-unders with the wins, and then go from there. 2-pick parlays, sometimes 3 picks. Of course, on your 3-pick parlays, put a little less on it because you're getting better odds on the money, okay? Understand something. My job is not to sit here. I don't like to sit here and pick who gonna win, who gonna win, who gonna win. My job is to show you how to crush sports books. I want to see you at the cage cashing tickets just like me. That's what I want to see. So, follow the picks. Try to keep your parlays at a minimum to 2 picks. No more than 3 picks on 1 ticket, okay? And everything should work out just fine. Good luck this week, man. UFC 292, do not miss it. Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley is going to be one interesting fight. Don't miss it. Enjoy it. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. And take your time, enjoy these fights. Take your time and put your tickets together, okay? Put your parlays together, put your tickets together. I want to see you at the window cashing. Y'all take care and good luck this weekend. It's a Sportsbook Killer. I'm out. Like and subscribe.